Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar for the American College Dublin. My name is Victoria and I'll be the facilitator. That basically means I start and stop the webinar. I do want to let you know that even though you do not have your microphone or your camera, you can ask questions through the Q&A feature that's at the bottom of the screen. And if you do miss some information or want to share with someone else, please don't panic. It is being recorded and will be available on oacac.org within a week from now. There are a few other schools that still have sessions that are listed and available on the site. So while you're on there, go on and see if there's some other colleges that you'd want to learn about. For now, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah, who will be your presenter for the day. I hope you learn a lot. You will see me again at the end, but until that time, enjoy the good info.
Thank you very much, Victoria. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Healy, and I am an admissions counselor for the American College Dublin. So to begin this presentation, I really wanted to give you all a look at what an average street in Dublin looks like. And this is a great representation of it. There's plenty of stores, bookstores, clothing stores, general stores, restaurants, pubs. There's a lot to do and a lot to discover. If you bring your attention to the end of the street, you will be able to see St. Anne's Church. So this is the church that American College Dublin and a lot of the major universities throughout Dublin will host their formal graduation ceremonies. So there is something to look forward to. So what makes our university what it is and so special? So first off is that it is an Irish American university, which simply put means it's duly accredited, which I will touch base on in a few slides. Next is the small Socratic lectures that we offer. Next is the urban society in which our university is placed. And the next is the fact that you are able to really study in a very fascinating history, which again, I will talk to you more about. So we are an Irish American university. Like I said, we are duly accredited. So what that means more specifically is that we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies from both Ireland and the United States, respectively through Quality and Qualifications Ireland and Middle States Commission on Higher Education. So further, what this means is that our students are able to pick a path that fits them perfectly. So through the QQI, we're able to offer a path for our students that is 3 years. So you go in knowing exactly what you want to major in, and you just take
Hello. It seems that Sarah has had some technical difficulties. We're going to wait for just a moment for her to log back in. So I do ask for your patience and let's see if we can get her reconnected. So hold on just a moment, please. There we go. All right. It looks like Sarah is back with us. I told you you just had to wait a minute. You ready to resume?
I am. I'm sorry about that. A little
So
computer
you
glitch.
said 3 years and the classes that you need, we can pick it up right where you left off.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Okay. Where is present? Okay. So sorry again, everyone. So what that means is that you are able to take those your major in 3 years, which is different from the middle states accreditation. So that is more like the path that you would take here in the States. You would go, so say you still want that major in international business, but you want to take that more traditional path like they offer in the US. So you would be taking, that extra year of classes mixed in with the classes you would take with your degree. So it's really about the students and what they think fits best for them. So next is our small interactive, and like I mentioned before, Socratic lectures. So the lectures at ACD are typically less than 20 students. And what we find so exciting and important about this is that it facilitates a very interactive experience within the classroom. Discussion, debate, and of course, a little sprinkle of Irish wit is definitely flowing more within the classroom and the students and the professor and the students and their peers. So we don't often see professors just lecturing to their students and students quickly writing down their notes. It's definitely more of a discussion, and there's a lot more use of media within the classroom to spark that experience. We also see a lot of breakout groups. So students being able to speak with other students and being able to share their opinions and their views on certain topics, which we think is very important. So next is our urban campus. So we are located in the heart of Dublin, right on Marion Square, if you're familiar with the city. But what we really want to push for is that Dublin is your campus. We don't want your educational experience to be locked in between four walls of a building. We want you to go out and explore and find those places that not everyone knows about. Experiences that you can take back into the classroom and that you can incorporate in those small discussions that you're having. We want you to be able to learn about something in a textbook and then walk out the front door and be able to see it in real life and in real time. We think that experience is just as important as something that you would read or hear about in a lecture. So I mentioned something before about studying in history, and this is what I was talking about. So American College of Dublin is actually housed in the childhood home of Oscar Wilde. It was owned by Sir William Wilde, who was Oscar's father, and it actually doubled as Sir William's surgery home. So you can really, the moment you step into the doors, you can really feel that sense of history. What the school has tried to do, which I think is so fascinating and so cool, is they have restored the building as close as they can as to what it originally was when the Wilds were living there. So, the handlebar leading up to the front door, the paint it looks black, but it's not black because they didn't have black paint back then. So, it's a mixture of colors, and that research was done into the restoration because they wanted to make it as accurate as possible. That stained glass in the front door is pretty much all original. So the second you walk through the doors, you really get that sense of wanting to, study and learn as much as you can. And there's definitely that aura within the building. Okay, so I quickly want to talk about our administration and what that looks like. So it's based on the Caltech model, which essentially means that it is small by design with an emphasis on reducing bureaucracy. So all of our administration operate under an open door policy. So all students are encouraged to drop by and get to know the staff, and they're encouraged to do so, actually. We don't want it to be, administration up here, students down here. Those interactive experiences that we have in the classroom, we want to encourage that same flow of information and ideas up through the administration, which is very important because sometimes ideas can be blocked by that proverbial door that is in between students and administration. So this is Rory. He is our VP and academic dean, and he just has a quote for us. So ACD has provided an outstanding, personalized, interactive, and relevant learning experience to domestic and international students in the heart of Dublin for over 25 years. And our alumni have gone on to a range of accomplishments in further education, careers, and their personal lives. So we like to say, if you can sum up ACD in one sentence, Rory really has done it, because that really is our mission. We want to set out to offer our students the best and well-rounded, wholesome education that they can get. And because our student body is pretty small, we're able to do so. We can have these personalized experiences and accommodations for all of our students, which is really exciting. And it's what we aim to do as best as we can. So now we'll go into the courses that we offer at the school, and that's undergrad, both undergrad and graduate. So here are undergrad. We have our 3-year bachelor's, which is the honors. We like to call it honors, but that 3 years is just the QQI, and it's just a distinguisher between the two programs. So we have that in international business and liberal arts. And then our 4-year bachelors are in international business, hospitality management, event management, and then liberal arts, specializing in English, history, Irish studies, and American studies. And then our 4-year BFA in musical theater, performance, and creative writing. Next, our masters, we have a 1-year MBA in international business and oil and gas management, and then a 1-year MFA in creative writing, performance, fashion design, and music for motion picture and contemporary media at our partner campus in Bulgaria, and then a 1-year MS in performance coaching. So what we see a good amount of our students doing is they'll do the 3-year honors bachelor's course in international business or liberal arts, and then they'll do a 1-year master's. So they'll be leaving in 4 years with a master's degree and a 3-year undergrad program, and they'll receive more than their peers would be getting in the States. So usually, they would do the 4-year undergrad and then X amount of years for their master's program. That could leave them at 5 or 6 years to get what you would have in the standard 4 years at ACD. So I know that's a little further down the road, but I think it's something very special to think about. Another thing that we're very proud of is our internship modules. So this is a capstone module for the BA in International Business, Hospitality Management, Event Management, and then the BFA in Musical Theater, and then the MB and MBA and MFA in International Business, Oil and Gas Management, and Performance. So essentially what this is, in the last year of their program, students will participate in an internship in a business environment. Students will be expected to communicate with their academic supervisor regularly and produce a research paper at the end of the internship. So what this is great for is for students to leave ACD feeling confident in operating in the real world and in a professional capacity. And to add to that, something great to add onto their resume. With so many big companies such as Google, Facebook, Airbnb, Twitter, all having their European headquarters in Dublin. And while I say in Dublin, it's about an 8-minute walk from ACD's campus. So these are companies that are extremely competitive, and being able to graduate, with an internship or any experience of any capacity at a company is extremely exciting for a potential employer to see and say, oh, wow, they've done all this work before. We can assume that they're professional and they know how to handle themselves. So by graduation, students will be able to have a lot of these skills, to conduct research, act within an organization, and be able to contribute creatively in business development. So we think that all around this is just a great program for our students to have at their fingertips, and really to be able to take advantage of. So what our admissions process looks like: we welcome applicants from every corner of the globe, and our requirements are aimed at gathering a holistic view of the applicant. So in other words, we really want to get to know who you are as a student. So because of this, what's required is a minimum GPA verified by transcript for recent secondary school graduates, or a resume, and any previous third level transcripts for mature students or transfer students from other universities. And then second is a personal statement or cover letter that describes why you would like to study your chosen area at ACD. So this is really the opportunity for the students to advocate for themselves and really let us know who they are as students and people, what they're passionate about, what drives them. Like I said, this is an opportunity for us to get to know you. The rest of these items are optional. So resume, standardized test scores, AP test scores, any recognition or awards, and any publications. So again, these are all optional. It would just be an opportunity for us to better gather some information on who you are as a student and a person. So our tuition and fees, our undergraduate tuition for non-European students is €9,000. So right now that's about 10,300 with the exchange rate. And then for the BFA, it's €9,500. Again, so that's about 10,800. The reason for the uptick with the BFA is just because of, different coursework and materials that you would need. So the cost of living for 2 semesters, excluding tuition, but which I included on the slide before, would be 10 to 12,000 euro. And that's including accommodation, living expenses, books, student visa. This figure is an estimate because it really does depend on the student on a case-by-case situation. But we find from all of our past students that this is pretty much the standard. So our housing and accommodation, because we are in a city, we don't necessarily have on-campus housing, but we do have a great student support staff that understands, each person and what they need in a housing, and different accommodations that they need. But we do want to work to ensure that the students have a great cultural experience. So what a lot of our students will do is stay at a housing facility called the YWCA, which has no relation to the YMCA. They offer breakfast and dinner every night, security 24/7, and it's very similar to US dorm style living. So, a double or a single with an ensuite bathroom and wardrobes, etc. And what we also see is past the first year, our students will, form groups and friends, and opt to find off-campus flats and things like that, which our student team will help you with, of course. So the visa and immigration is very easy going to Ireland. All of our students are advised throughout the immigration process from our team at ACD. Students are allowed to work 20 hours per week during classes and full-time during the holidays, which is great. And something very special to add is going to Ireland, you really don't have to worry about visas before going. Once you're in country is when you kind of go through that process. And like I said, there's a team at the school who will help you through that, of course, and answer any questions you may have. And graduates may apply for a graduate visa. So 1 year for a bachelor's program and 2 years for a master's program. So after you graduate, if you can, you'll be able to show that evidence, and you'll get an extension on your visa, which is really exciting. So thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at shealy@acdireland.edu. I apologize again for the technical glitches, but again, please feel free to shoot me any questions you may have on the school. And it was great speaking to everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Sarah, for that wonderful and brief presentation on ACD. I do want to thank everyone for viewing this and taking the time to learn more about the university, or college rather. I do ask that each of you take the time when I end the webinar to take a brief 4-question survey that will pop up. Keep in mind that this will be available on oacac.org within a week. And there are some other schools that do still have some information sessions that you can sign up for, or you can go back. We've been doing this for several weeks. So there is a wonderful cache of college videos and presentations, panel discussions that's available for you. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Sarah, for the presentation. And I do hope that you all have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks.